Okay, it's summer 2017 here at Blandy Experimental Farm here in Virginia, and I am right now traipsing through the grass to get to my beehive, and I'm gonna go collect some bees and show you guys how I harness them. This is my beehive. They're not very active right now. It's a little early in the morning. Usually they come out about an hour later and the sun's shining on them and they come out and forage. But a couple of them are coming in and out, and I only need a couple, so I'm going to then try to capture some. Okay, so this is a little difficult to do one-handed while I'm trying to hold a phone, and so this might not work, but just the general idea. There's the beehive, here's my net. When they come out, I will swing it and capture a bee. I don't think this is, here we go. Did I get a bee? Yes, I got a bee, so let me go ahead and capture this one. It's called a falcon tube. Got a couple holes on the top. I'm just going to unscrew it. And my bee is sitting somewhere in there. You can kind of hear it buzzing. So my falcon tube is going to go in there. And then my hand isn't going to stay in there. I'm just going to let the tube go in. Push it toward the end. Well, that bee had a lot of pollen on him. I'm sorry that I got you, guy. Girl. Sorry, they're all girls. Alright, so now that's on there, I'm going to put the top back on, so I got to put my phone down. Look at my lovely jeans, everybody. There, the top's on. You're like, oh my god, how am I going to get it out now? That's where this other falcon tube comes into play. It's really difficult to do one-handed. I'll try to reach in there and get it. Had to be all the way at the bottom, didn't it? Okay, bees flying to the top. Oop, I can't figure out a good way to do this. Alright, there's my bottom. Unscrew that. Well, you'll just have to trust that I get this top off and the other top on, and the bee doesn't escape. So my bee's flying frantically in my falcon tube. I've got the top on. I've got to get this top off. Ooh, there's a honeybee, or a bumblebee that just flew by me. Gotta get this top off. And so I've got another top in my hand, but this is a two-hand job, so there's not really a good way for me to do this. I thought about holding my phone in my teeth, but just trust me that I get this top off and get the other top on without the bee flying out. 2 bees ready for interrogation. Okay, so I think what most people are interested in is how do I quiet the bee down enough so that I can actually put it in a harness with tape over it. And there's your answer. Bees don't like being any colder than we do. And it'll hang out there for about a minute. Okay, here she is, one of my bees. She's been dunked in the water for a couple minutes, so she's not moving around very much. I have a piece of paper here. I'm just going to dunk her out. Here's my tube. Got a piece of tweezers. Pick her up by her leg. Put her in the tube. Just like that. Get a piece of surgical tape. And the good thing about a bee's head is it's got kind of a gap in the back of it that this nestles kind of behind. And I'll try to take a good picture of that once I get this one nestled in. So this one has a bunch of pollen on the leg, which I'm going to take off. Sorry, all your hard work from the morning is done. I need to get your legs tucked in. I don't know if you can see that very well. Like I said, I'll try to take a better picture. But there's my bee and her harness. And sometimes they're able to wiggle their bodies out, so that's what the second piece of tape is for, is to prevent them from wiggling their body out. So there you go. I've now harnessed 2 bees, and once they wake up a little bit, I'm going to give them sugar water, and you guys are going to see 2 happy little bees. Okay, here's my bee. You can sort of see her tongue sticking out. It's that part that's sticking down. It's called a proboscis. And I'm going to give her some sugar water, which, see if I can get this in the camera. There we go. This is my sugar water drop. 40% sucrose. And I'm just going to touch her antenna, see if she produces her tongue. Yeah, just flicked up for a second there. And then as a reward, she gets her sugar water, which she eats, and you can see her get so excited. Yay! Nom 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 nom. Okay, you can see that I've taken the tape off. It comes off really easily. Some people do this with duct tape, and then it takes forever for the bees to manage to release themselves from the duct tape, but the surgical tape comes off really easily. And this one went back into the tube, probably because there's this big, scary human alien that went and abducted it and then performed some nefarious, experiment on it. And then rewarded it with sugar water. So I guess it's like if you get captured by an alien, then they just start stuffing cake down your mouth. But just put it down there. And eventually she will go ahead and crawl out. And you can see her buddy's already gone.